we are talking about a really powerful topic of completion and incompletion, and how can you heal yourself. If you understand just one single thing about your mother, we will use the reversed world card for that. Remember, all the symbols here in the tarot cards, they are not here for fortune telling. That's not what I am here for. We use that to reconnect with the power of your soul. So this whole card, when it's in the reverse state, it is talking to us that something is incomplete. And guess what? Incomplete is happening to be on the periphery. That's how much we see. We see only the peripheral circle. That's all what we see. We don't see what is inside. We don't see all the struggle. All what came to that conclusion on the periphery. Now, today I wanted to talk specifically about that connectedness to our mother. Everyone here on this planet Earth has a mother, right? So I had a deep, extreme revelation when I just understood this one simple thing about the mother. So when we just see our mother as the periphery, when we see only her hands, right? Only her hands, only her reactions to ours, only what she has done to ours, and not what she should have done, right? There is that misfortune there all the time. She had to love me, but somehow she didn't, right? So if it's resonating with you, I cannot perceive how she could have behaved that way. Well, we saw the periphery, and that is the incomplete, the beginning of the incomplete cycle, because we see only what's in here, and that is locking us specifically on the periphery. And this card, actually, the world is representing that periphery, meaning that we see it only what's happening there. We don't truly see what has brought our moms to act in that way. You see, I've been raised in a family, in fact, where my mom was behaving towards me not in the way I perceived should have been. And I thought, why? Why it's happening to me? I was locked for many years trying to understand it. So I started that locked energy within. If energy is locked within, what is it doing? It starts that explosion within. If it is locked, the explosion within starts. Okay? So it's not really going and expanding. We get lost. We get exploded. All our system is in crumbles. That's what's happening when we are locked on the periphery. And if we don't know what enchained our mom to actually behave towards us that way, what's happening? We are not really understanding her story. We are locked in that incomplete circle. Right? So that incomplete circle can be tweaked to be incomplete. How? When we start really going into that deeper understanding, what brought our mom to behave that way? Did you ever ask yourself that question? Or you only saw that she behaved that way, she was so abusive, or she didn't even pay attention to me, or she's that. That's where labeling process starts. Did you trace back what shaped your mom? Because before she became your mom, right, before you saw that periphery, before you saw it, she was a little girl. She actually was that girl like you. Something happened in her childhood. What was so traumatic, what brought her to be that way and behave that way unconsciously towards you. Can you imagine? So something there. And have you ever thought about this? Have you ever talked to your mom? And let's say she's in such a deep pain, she may not even trace it back herself, or she's in such a pain, she doesn't even want to talk about this. Can you imagine? So that was a deep revelation for me, because I understood that abusive behavior from my mom, for a while, it wasn't that she was evil. It was just because something was in chain in her hands. And I never even got curious, hey, why? Why is she behaving that way? She was not born that way. And now, why she's asking that question continuously, that, hey, why is this child? She was looking at me, she's such a punishment in my life. And I thought, yeah, maybe I'm a punishment in her life. I'm a monster. So, and this whole thing traps us even more on the periphery. If we don't ask and don't flip over that circle, we flip it over by starting being curious about what changed our moms into that way of behavior. What happened there? And just contemplating these. And I will tell you one thing. If you start contemplating this, you will see there is so much love within her. She actually cannot express it to you, making you being locked in the mental constructs of your conclusions about her behavior. And this creates that entrapment of energy within, the explosion of energy or anger or confusion. And then guess what? It's like the living atomic bomb within, which destroys the health, destroys the whole everything here. We cannot find that peace if we didn't really love our mom, if we only sort the periphery of her, and this starts creating that entrapment. No matter what you do, that confused energy, which is on the periphery, will only recreate the cycles of blame. Okay, it will only recreate it here and there. This is going on the subconscious level, I tell you. So this card, the reversed world, is actually holding the keys for that. So if you experience that confusion within your life, and your relationships with your mom are not peaceful, are not really direct, respectful, if you need to please her, if you feel indebtedness towards her, right? So does it ring the bell? So if you feel that she's not just truly loving for you and always acting in the expansiveness of your spirit and looking at everything around what's happening here, I didn't see many who are in those relationships when mom is not trying to leash you to something. Understanding that mom is trapped as well. She's trapped as well there. If we start understanding it, we flip these over. Okay? And then guess what is happening? We can start that inner healing process within us. We can start the new cycle within us. We can stop that emptiness within us. We can start the new circle of really, really beautiful emerging of the butterfly within us. You know, before the butterfly is emerging here, there are phases. First is the phase of a caterpillar, when it's all about me, and me. Second is that chrysalis stage, when we are inside the circle, right? And then we open up that circle and the butterfly emerges. And that's what it is about. That's why this is the world card. When it is flipped over from the reversed one, it opens us up to the new possibilities and the new cycle. This is the last card in the major arcana cards. There is deep wisdom there. This is the card as the 9th month in the woman's belly before the child gets out. Do you see? So, and those, by the way, with the angelic number, which is number 9, they are all into service. These are like those children on the 9th month before they give birth kind of like reconnect to that enlightenment. So they are into service mode, they are into karma yoga mode, when every step which they do here is for service of humanity. So I am deeply, deeply excited to see many more here who are in search of those service mode works today, and who want to turn their spiritual gifts into real world impact. This shows me that there are more and more people here who are born for that light. There is so much more light here. We are stepping as humanity into that new circle, okay? Into that new circle today. So I just want to remind you all that no matter what is happening around us in this circle chaos, there is so much revelation here, there is so much light actually, and we need to support each other into that. I keep hearing these requests again and again. Hey, I just want to really open up my spiritual gifts. I really want to do that real world impact. This is happening for a reason. And if you feel that nudge, that deep inner nudge within you, remember, this is a calling. This is not the anxiety. This is a calling within you. So just recognize, acknowledge it. And I would recommend just contemplating this card. This card is the card before the new cycle is to come into your life. How is that? So let me see if you have any questions here. All right, so okay, so I don't see questions, guys, here, which I can help you with at this moment. Anyway, if you will have something in this topic and you want my advice, I'm here for you. Thank you so much. Wishing you blessings for this day and for the coming weekend.